self-confidence.
The first round of the pageant provides the beauty queens the opportunity to don African attire and introduce their respective platforms, while the audience listened attentively. The second round was also about showcasing talent and skills in different ways. After the nail-biting moments and suspense, the results of the final round were disclosed by the panel of judges headed by Abisar.
The winner of Miss 22nd July Scholarship Pageant 2013 is Hadijatu Haidara.
Okay.
In the tertiary level, Miss Congeniality went to Hadijatu Danso of GTTI, who also scooped the title of first runner-up, while Miss Photogenic was again won by Hadijatu Haidara of MDI, and the title of second runner-up went to Amina Tamani of the University of the Gambia.
And the winner, the very lucky winner, I've got goosebumps announcing this.
Say it. We should just go home.
Is
we should
the
just
very
go home.
talented and the very beautiful Emma Frida Gomez. Emma Frida Gomez is a senior secondary school winner.
In the senior secondary school category, the title of Miss Congeniality went to Layla Hamoud, while Elizabeth A. Kamara of Armitage, who also scooped the title of second runner-up, grabbed the title of Miss Photogenic. The first runner-up went to Yamalem Jai. This year's competition was graced by the Vice President and Minister for Women's Affairs, Her Excellency Dr. Ajar Aisatun Jai Seidi, the Secretary Cabinet Nuha Toure, Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, and Cabinet Ministers, among a host of other dignitaries. The elegant night was punctuated with live performances by Pa Omar Jag and the Jefjel Band, Badi Bunkar and the Humanity Band. The special night of showcasing beauty within the framework of cultural diversity finally wrapped up with pleasant smiles on the faces of the winners and their loved ones, memories they will live to remember. Reporting for GRTS News, I am Fatou Janembai.
The Female Lawyers Association of the Gambia flag has started building a critical mass of paralegals with support from the Embassy of the United States of America. The trainees who went through a 2-day program were drawn from students studying law at the University of the Gambia. Uminjai reports.
Association of the Gambia, being an association seeking to uplift the legal status of women and children, saw the need to hold this synergy to educate the university law students on paralegal duties. It was intended to prepare the law students to carry out their duties, which include educating and giving basic legal advice to women and children on the laws and procedures.
The question that they may ask you could be as simple as, where can I get help for my problem, to what rights do I have, and where do I go to seek redress. This is where paralegals come in to fill in the void within their communities, being on hand to give the right guidance and direction before the victim or complainant gets to a lawyer.
The exercise also had the objective of enabling lawyers in the making to serve as advisors to women, particularly those in rural areas. The paralegals will be adequately trained by FLAG to offer advice and consultation when lawyers are unavailable. The training was deemed very essential given that it could be of immense help to the majority of Gambians living outside the Greater Banjul area and the many people who cannot afford legal services.
Ensuring women's access to justice is a fundamental right enshrined in international legal instruments that the Gambia has ratified, such as the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, the African Women's Protocol, as well as Gambian domestic laws like the Women's Act of 2010.
Paralegals will have the opportunity during the course of the training to learn ways of counseling the rest of the community, while they will gain a better knowledge of the law and, of course, ethics of law.
This training is part of giving you the required skills, competence to discharge your roles as a future lawyers. In this particular case, as paralegals for the time being. I myself have been a paralegal before, and it's a stepping stone to becoming a lawyer. It will give you practical skills that you probably will not learn when you're doing your bar or when you're doing your undergraduate degrees. It's as close as you can get to being a lawyer.
Gender-based violence continues to manifest itself in Africa, with women bearing the brunt in most cases. Such forms of violence range from sexual, emotional, to even physical abuse. So how do we end these sexual offenses and the ugly specter of domestic violence? Chan Omar Bari, PS Higher Education, stated that training these lawyers in the making could prove pivotal.
80% of women who are currently married or in union are proof of wife beating. And this is basically in the rural areas, because they feel that their husbands have a right to hit or beat them for at least one of a variety of reasons. Now, women who approve their partner's violence, in most cases, agree and justify violence in instances when they, the women, neglect the children, or if they demonstrate their autonomy, such as going out without permission or arguing with their husbands. And I can assure you, even if they burn the food, they will expect to be beaten.
Few are able to access the services of lawyers. Furthermore, whether or not the perception is justified, many believe that securing the services of legal practitioners is expensive, and many do not even make the attempt to engage counsel for their legal needs. But the needs do exist, and there is no denying that everyone in the Gambia is entitled to justice.
At the end of the two-day tutorial, it is hoped that paralegals will have an increased knowledge of the rule of law and will also enable more women who come to legal aid clinics to have their needs properly addressed. Uminjai, GRTS.
Debating clubs from tertiary schools have been battling it out for supremacy at KMC's multipurpose hall. The topic for the debate, organized by the University of the Gambia and funded by Action Aid International, the Gambia, was from peace in the home to peace in the world. Nekumba has the details.
Intertertiary debate organized by the Action Aid International in partnership with the University of the Gambia Students' Union. After a period of exciting competition in earlier rounds, the debate reached its conclusion. The final pits Gambia Technical Training Institute against the University of the Gambia after both schools emerged imperious and peerless during the course of the competition. The topic of discussion is the policies of the international financial organizations, IMF and World Bank, and whether they benefit rural women. The exciting argument saw the University of the Gambia speaking for the motion, and GTTI went against the motion. The two sides slugged it out in the presence of important personalities and students who also shared their views about the theme.
The theme for the last 2 years continues to be from peace in the home to peace in the world. Let's challenge militarism and end violence against women. The theme is maintained after an open call for input. Feedback was received from the 16 days network of partners, activists, organizations working on human rights, gender-based violence, and social justice throughout the world.
Both sets of students and their entourage of supporters made the debate a very lively contest.
The policies of the Bretton Woods institution have also salvaged the economies of many nations in the world by helping to alleviate poverty and hunger, whose major victims are women and children.
You will not agree with me. IMF, World Bank do have an agricultural sector.